In this section, we're going to cover keyword research essentials. These include understanding what keyword research is, how to do keyword research, and how to target the right keywords with keyword attributes. Let's start by defining what keyword research is. The goal of optimizing a page is to get visitors, or in SEO speak, traffic. And in order to do that, we need to know what that traffic is searching for so that we can optimize our page accordingly. And to do that, we use keyword research to discover the best search terms to target. Now, the word keyword doesn't just mean one single word. It generally means a search term, which can have many words. A search term is anything a user can type into a search engine. For example, treadmills for sale or dentist in London. Keyword research helps us in a number of important ways. It helps us verify there is enough search traffic, that is, enough people searching for a search term. It helps us discover the frequency of those searches. For example, search terms like camping tents or beach towels tend to be seasonal, whereas searches for things related to diet and exercise usually happen all year round. Knowing the search volume and frequency behind a keyword helps us make decisions about what to target and when to target it. Keyword research also helps us understand the searcher's intent, which is very important. For example, what does somebody searching for treadmills want? It's not clear. Maybe they're looking to buy a new treadmill, or maybe they want a used one. Those are two very different types of traffic when it comes to conversion. If you target the wrong audience, you're not going to see any conversions, which brings me to my final point. We use keyword research to find the right audience and increase conversions. For example, if we sell used gym equipment, the search term used treadmills for sale will help us target our intended audience. And we'll naturally get more conversions, meaning those visitors to our page will take the action we want. For example, buying a used treadmill. Now, when it comes to actually doing keyword research, we follow a straightforward process. First, we gather some keyword ideas about the things we want to rank for. Then we find relevant keywords for those ideas. In other words, we find the search terms people are actually searching for. Then we estimate the potential organic traffic available based on the keyword monthly search volume data. And finally, we assess the competitiveness of each keyword to gauge our ranking potential. By following this process, we can determine what to optimize our web page for and why. Keyword research is the foundation of SEO content development. In other words, the research determines the content. For example, we may discover after analyzing our competition that we should focus on more precise, longer search terms in order to rank. That determines the type of keywords we're going to target and why. Additionally, keyword research helps us determine the ROI, that is, the return on investment on our SEO effort, based on the search volume of those keywords and the competitiveness. So we can ensure the keywords we do target are worthwhile and we're not wasting our time. In short, keyword research can help us determine the right strategy to rank higher and faster in the search results. Now let's bring all those things together with an example and do bookmark this for reference. Let's say you're creating content for a dentist in London. The website has little to no authority and they want to rank on page 1 for the keyword dentist in London. The likelihood of this website ranking on page 1 for the keyword dentist in London is extremely low, or in SEO speak, not a chance. And that's because there are thousands of established websites with more authority already ranking for this term. The most practical step you can take in this situation is to narrow down the target. Instead of dentist in London, you could target the part of London the dentist actually serves. For example, dentist in Wembley. Now this search term has far less volume than dentist in London, but it also has far less competition. Additionally, this search term is much more targeted since anybody searching for a dentist in Wembley probably either lives or works in Wembley, which means we would get higher conversions from our traffic. Now in that example, the searcher intent is pretty clear. They probably want to see a dentist. But now let's look at an example where the search intent is not so clear. Let's go back to our treadmill example. Imagine you sell used gym equipment and you want to rank on page 1 for treadmills because that's what you sell. Without doing any keyword research, I can tell you that that keyword is probably almost impossible to rank for. In other words, not a chance. So here's a rule of thumb for you. Generally, one-word keywords are super competitive. But also, it's almost always impossible to tell the user intent behind a single word, so it doesn't really make any sense to target single words. As we saw earlier, it's not really clear what somebody searching for treadmills actually wants. Do they want to buy a treadmill or do they just want to look at pictures of treadmills? So we need to consider longer search terms in order to narrow down the target and define the intent. Let's go with treadmills for sale. This matches the intent of our target audience. We want our page to be served to people who are looking online to buy a treadmill. But while we now have the right intent, this search term is still far too competitive. So we need to think deeper about what we offer and what our target audience actually wants. After some pondering, we realized that some people searching for treadmill for sale may actually want to buy a used treadmill, while other people may want to buy a new one. If you sell used gym equipment, expanding your search term to used treadmills for sale will help you target the right audience. Now, keyword research may seem like a pain in the you-know-what, but trust me, every minute spent on keyword research translates into months of effort and a potential fortune saved. Let me explain. It takes time and effort to rank content, especially for competitive keywords. The same amount of time that goes into producing a poorly optimized piece of content that gets 100 or less visits a month can go into producing a well-optimized piece of content that gets over 100,000 visits a month. Worst case scenario, missing out this vital step can mean a page that gets no traffic or the wrong traffic, which means zero conversions. That well-researched piece, on the other hand, can get you traffic and conversions for a very long time to come without any extra effort, making the ROI on your SEO effort very good indeed. In the next lesson, we'll take a look at how to do keyword research. I'll see you there.